we're ready. Here's our review questions. Please take out a sheet of paper. Please take out a sheet of paper and write these down in an organized fashion so that as we talk about them tomorrow, any of this that's not taken care of, I'm just going to write detentions for. So get it taken care of. No, this is the practice for the quiz. But these are exactly the kinds of problems that are going to be on the quiz, okay? These are exactly the kinds of problems that are going to be on the quiz.
Okay.
You guys get out a sheet of notebook paper so it's something that you can keep in your notebook and look at again.
So,
You're crazy.
okay.
Let's get organized. Give yourselves a chance. All right, so 9 practice problems. Guess how many, or I mean 8 practice problems. Guess how many quiz problems? 8. Guess what the quiz problems look like?
That.
Exactly like these. I mean the same kind of problems, different numbers, but the same strategies. So, let's take a look at number 1 right here. We have talked about this very problem. What's the answer? Cameron?
Wouldn't you put it, it'd be 1 over 3x to the 4th?
Oh, that's what people always want to do, and that's not quite right. It's close, it's just not quite right. These are 2 separate numbers. Those are 2 separate numbers. Anytime you have a negative exponent, it's 1 over, right? Does the 3 have a negative exponent? No, the 3 has no exponent or a 1, right? So the answer is going to be 3 over x to the 4th. Why is it 3 over x to the 4th? Because the negative 4 goes to the bottom, but the 3 stays up. The 3 doesn't move. Right? Okay, how about here? Oh, there's lots to do here. So take your time, 1 step at a time. What's one way to start? There are different things we could do. So what's your thought?
Move the x's down.
Okay, so your thought is you've got x's and y's both in here that can be combined. So your thought is, okay, let's combine them. So there's a 3 and the 4. Okay, now these 2 are going to come down. But there's already 3 of them down there. So I'll end up with x to the 5th. Now, I don't need negative on the y's. So nothing's moving. But I have 1 y on top and 5 y's on the bottom. So when I start canceling, I'll be left with 4 y's on the bottom. And that's still to the negative 3rd. You haven't done anything with that yet. Flip it. The negative is going to flip the whole fraction. So I'll have my 4x to the 5th, y to the 4th over 3. And now it's cubed. When you flip it, all you do is make the exponent positive. So the fraction's turned over, and now it's a positive. Now what? Now I can cube everything, so I'll go up this way. When I cube everything, that includes the 4, so what's 4 cubed? 4 times 4 times 4. 64, I heard somebody say it, good. Now, x to the 5th to the 3rd. That would be x to the 15th, very good. Y to the 12th over 27, perfect. There's the answer to the question. We cube everything. Now, everything we did needed to be done. we needed to combine x's and y's, we needed to flip, we needed to cube. But you could do that in a different order, okay? Whatever order works for you, as long as you do all those things, it's okay. All right, how about this guy?
Flip it.
First thing, do you notice this? That's a problem. So what do we do with that negative? What does that negative do?
Flip.
Flips the fraction. So 27/8 to the 4/3. Now, what does the 4/3 power mean? Remember, fractional powers mean radicals. So what root am I taking? The third root. I'm taking the cube root of 27/8. And then, after I do that, I'll take it to the 4th power. Right? Okay, so what do I get? The cube root of 27/8. So the cube root of 27/8 is 3 over 2. Cube root of 27, cube root of 8. Don't forget, you gotta fourth that, though. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 81 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There's the answer to the question.
Do you ever simplify those?
No. You do if you can, but you very rarely can. All right, here we go. Next, right here. Now, this is 2 separate numbers, so deal with them separately. What does this mean? 9 to the 1/2.
Square root.
Square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. So that's just 3. Now, what does this mean? 1 over 16. Now, they're being multiplied. So 3 over 1 times 1 over 16 would be 3/16. Oh, easy one now. What about this? What does that mean?
Square root.
Means the square root of 25 cubed. So what's the square root of 25? 5 cubed. 5 times 5 times 5. 125. There you go. Uh-oh, got another hard one now. Or I shouldn't say hard maybe, but big. Combine, you want to start it the same way we did the last one? You got a bunch of x's and y's in there, so maybe combine them all. So, see this guy, he's negative. So what's going to happen to that x right there? He's going to go up. So you're going to take 3 x's up to the top. But wait, you already have 1 up there, right? So now you're going to have x to the 4th on top. Philip, see it? Now, what about this? This guy. He's coming down, right? Be careful. He's coming down, but this guy's going up. So we basically have 5 y's on the top and 3 y's on the bottom. So you're going to have y2, y squared on the top. These go up. These come down. So you have 5 y's over 3 y's, which cancels into 2 y's. All right. Now we're going to take the square root of everything, because that's what the 1/2 power means. We're going to take the square root of everything. So the square root of 25, 5. Square root of 36, 6. Okay, now here we go. Square root of x to the 4th,
2.
x squared. Square root of y squared, y. And there's your answer. Oh, another easy one. We got some easy ones sprinkled in. 4/9 to the 1/2. What does that mean? It means the square root of 4/9, and some of you already did it and said the answer is 2/3. You okay with that? That's pretty easy. And then we got this one.
Wait, how did you get?
Square root of 4, square root of 9. 1/2 means square root. Now, do you see this parentheses right here? That makes this problem different than this one. This one didn't have any parentheses, so these were two separate numbers. This whole shebang is getting cube rooted and then squared. You see how you have that parentheses? So you're taking the cube root of the entire thing, and then we're going to square it. Now, cube root of 8, that's easy. 2.
6.
X to the 6th. Very good, Tag. X to the 6th. Now, those of you that are confused by that, we have to take the cube root of x to the 18th. That means divide it up into 3 equal parts. Cube root it. If you have 18 and you have to divide it up into 3 equal parts, cube rooting, how many would be in each part? 6, right? If there's 18 altogether. Now we still need to square it. So 2 squared is 4. Watch it now. X to the 6th twice would be x to the 12. X to the 12th. It's x to the 6th and another x to the 6th. That gives you a total of 12. That's a hard problem. All right, so let's look at those and let them digest. Phil, you okay, sweet pea?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look up here at the board. It's a mess. I got everything running together. Which of these problems should we do one more practice before we take our quiz?
The first one.
The first one?
No.
We can do the first one. Here's the deal. We'll do the second one too. We'll do the first one and the second one.
Nobody else spoke out.
Why are all those erasers just sitting in the
Because they got washed, so they're drying.
Yeah, well, they got one.
Yeah, they got washed. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have erased that. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right, so we want a problem like this one. So a problem like that one would be something like this. What is the answer to that question? 2 over x to the 7th. Now gang, even if you just memorize it, that's it. That's all there is to it. So if I had 5x to the negative 8th, the answer would be 5 over x to the 8th. Okay, we got that one? All right, now we'll do one like number 2 you said? Okay, so one like number 2 would look like this. All right, so lots of ways to start. One option is, see that negative right there? That's going to flip it. Now, when you flip it though, kids, there's a lot in here. You flip it all. So 3y to the negative 3rd z to the 4th on top, 2x to the 5th z to the 10th on the bottom. And now it's to the 2nd power. You do not have to start with that step, but at some point you're going to have to flip it. So you can flip it right from the beginning. Okay, now what? John?
I have a question. When you flip it, don't all the exponents switch?
No. Not when you flip it because of this. This doesn't change anything inside except upside down. Okay, that is confusing, I agree. Okay, Now we flipped it though. Now we're done flipping. So now what do you want to do? Combine
Yeah.
your x's and y's. So, oh wait.
No one.
Oh, I got x's and y's and z's all floating around. Okay. All right. No, I have what I have. So let's see. So I got 3 and 2. Now what about this y?
Just go down.
It just goes down. It doesn't combine with anything, and neither does the x. That was a mistake on my part, but oh well, we'll deal with it. So down comes the y. The x stays down there.
You go down.
Now how about the z's? Now take a look here.
See this?
Nothing's negative, but you have 4 of them on top of 10 of them. So that would leave us with 6 of them on the bottom. Okay? Now we're going to square everything. And what happens when we square everything? 9 over 4 x to the 10th, y to the 6th, z to the 12th. Perfect. Perfect. All right. I want to do one more like this last one because that one's a little bit trickier, I think, than some of the other ones. And then we'll be ready for our quiz, okay? So let's try,
Dude, college takes more than half hour. They're getting offered.
okay, let's try this one. Now, those parentheses mean that we're going to take the square root of the whole thing. So we're going to have the square root of 9x to the 20th, and then we'll cube it when we're done doing that. So the square root of 9, 3, x to the 10th. Square root means 2 equal groups, right? So if you have 20, that would be 10. Now you're going to cube that whole shebang. So we're going to get 3 to the 3rd, which is 27. And then x to the 30th. I think we're ready. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Everybody gets out a clean sheet of notebook paper.